It is a complete madhouse in this airport. Every Chicago flight has been canceled due to tornado-like winds. Hey, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Leisha and I am a flight attendant. This video is showing me starting month 3 of my probation during irregular operations. So on the screen, you're going to see my trips like normal, like I usually do, but you're going to see how much it changes because this weekend we were in irregular operations. So pay attention to the colors and how it changes and the chaos that we go through as we fly on this trip, and enjoy. Getting to the hotel in Chicago and not having any power.
Alright, well just let me know.
It's after midnight. It's 1:15 in the morning.
Alright, bye. That's crazy. Does this work?
Hi guys. So first off, this was supposed to be a 3-day trip and my reserve block was gonna be done. Okay, we love a good one trip, complete the reserve block, go home. Perfect for a commuter, right? Get us on the trip at 9:50. Get to the airport, get on my commuting flight, 11:42, ATL to Cleveland. We love that for us. In flight, they are trying to call me. So as soon, before we take off, I get a call from crew scheduling. They say your flight has been delayed. Instead of leaving at 2 whatever time it was leaving, it wasn't leaving till 3. And I'm like, bet, okay. So get to Cleveland 1 p.m. and as I'm deplaning, I turn my phone back on regular mode, turn the airplane mode off. And I have voicemails from crew scheduling saying that my flight has been canceled. So I'm like, what? And they're like, so we've put you on a different flight. Please look at, your link or whatever. I look, okay, so now I'm on a 4:09 p.m. flight. Cool. I go down to the crew room. I stop at Farmer's Fridge and I get some yogurt, and then I get the chicken sausage scramble that I'm always talking about because it's a 3-day pairing. So I'm like, breakfast for one day, breakfast for the next day. Cool. That's one meal out the way. And then on the second day, one leg, we were supposed to have breakfast on the flight on our second leg. So I'm like, that's technically my lunch. Cool. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, okay. So we've got 3 meals out of the way for this 3-day pairing. Mind you, I didn't eat anything before coming to work. So I'm like, all I've had is the snacks that I got on the flight on Delta, but it's cool. I'm gonna be fine. So what happened? Sitting in the crew room, and in the crew room you can see the board for the flights that are arriving and departing. The first day was supposed to just be Cleveland to Chicago. All of a sudden the whole board goes red with canceled Chicago flights, and I'm just like, so what do I do now? So one of the line holders that was that picked up the trip or was scheduled to be on the trip, whatever, she was in the crew room and she was just like, are you on reserve? Okay, well, you just wait till they find you, they call you, and they're gonna tell you what they're gonna have you do next, because this is the start of your reserve block. So they're gonna use you. Like, they're gonna find somewhere for you to go. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I decide, let me work on my CBTs. Like, I've got my laptop. Let me work on my CBTs. They said work on your CBTs on your days that you work anyway. So you can technically get paid for doing it. Right. So doing that. And more reserves and more flight attendants are coming in. And these are people who have been diverted and everything. So apparently Chicago was having like a storm, and the storm was producing like tornado like winds. So there was like a ground stop in effect for Chicago flying area. So that was O'Hare and Midway, as what I'm assuming, right? So couldn't go to Chicago when they wanted me to go to Chicago. So then I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen with the rest of my trip? So we're just sitting. It's about 3 o'clock now, and our 4 o'clock flight has been canceled. It's one of the many Chicago flights that has been canceled. So finally, um, the in-flight supervisor, she is like, "Hey, you're going to DC," and I'm like, "Okay, swear. This is what happened the last time. Weather messed up one of my flights." So I look at my board, and it now says I'm going to DC, but then I'm going from DC to Chicago. And I'm just like, what's in Chicago that y'all need me here so bad? And then my whole second day of my reserve block, kaput, done, removed. So now I'm on a 2-day. I don't like that, because I'm like, when I get back, y'all gonna still try to work me again. Like, give me my trip back. So we finally get out from Cleveland and we get to DC. And what happens when we get to DC, class? Delayed again. We still can't get into Chicago, y'all. We were supposed to leave DC at 8 p.m. Like, pushback was at 8 p.m. Boarding was supposed to start at 7:20. We did not leave DC until 12:09 a.m. We finally get here to Chicago. The hotel they have us staying at is literally right across the street from the airport. So we walk over. We don't have to wait for no shuttle. I'm gassed. I'm like, oh, a bed, a warm, comfy bed is calling me. We get here. Why the hotel does not have power, and like one side of the hotel doesn't have power from the storm. And guess what? The rooms that we were assigned didn't have any power. At this point, it's 1:15 in the morning. There's no power. Can't search the room, make sure no criminals, nobody hiding, nobody's gonna go upside my head and do unsavory things to me in the room, because it's pitch dark. I'm just like, what? So a flight attendant from my company comes out in the hallway, and she's going downstairs to try to charge her devices. And so she's like, yeah, when we call crew scheduling and hotel transportation line, they were like, well, we're not changing the hotel. Isn't it not unsanitary? What's the word I'm trying to say? Unsafe for you to have your flight attendant stay in a hotel with no power? Because this is Chicago. It's cold, which means no power means no heat. I get in my room and I'm like, oh no. Y'all know me and being cold, not good bedfellows. So my crewmate, she's like, I'm gonna call anyway. And so she was like, you should too. So we're on the line calling to try to see, like, what's up with this? Why y'all gotta stay in a hotel with no power? We decided to go to our rooms and do it, because at the end of the day, Do you need to see to sleep? No. I guess I can wake up as an icicle. So we go to our rooms and decide we're still gonna call. So I'm in my room. I'm on the phone calling, and I got the phone like resting like right here because your girl was tired. Like your girl was tired. I couldn't do it anymore. So as the phone is resting right here while I'm on hold because they not picking up the phone, like they're over us, flight attendants, they're over us, calling all day. Like, what's going on? So while I'm on hold, I hear like something starting up because I have the blinds completely open. I'm like, I need the outside light to come in here. I need to be able to see. So I hear something like starting up, and then the little nightlight in the bathroom comes on. And so I'm like, is that the power? Cool. That's the power. Now we can go good night. Now we can safely go to sleep. So I turned the heat on and I get in bed because at that point I couldn't pass go. I couldn't collect $200. I couldn't shower. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything but close my eyes and rest my body. So here we are, day 2 of my now 2-day pairing, and we just have a deadhead back to Cleveland. Like, y'all did all of that to get me to Chicago, and I'm just going back to Cleveland. I really could have been just couch riding, but that's neither here nor there. We are going to. We have to be across the street at 12. So yeah. So yeah, I am going to get up and eat my breakfast now, and then we are going to. What are we gonna do after that? I guess start getting ready. Just a slow get ready. And consequently, I was like, oh, we got kind of cute layovers on this. Nah, just foolishness. Buffoonery is what we dealt with yesterday. Your girl, I don't know what that is on my nose. Your girl can't win for losing, okay? We were supposed to deadhead back to Cleveland today. I can't. Like, I just can't win for losing. So, at the start of this trip, I had a 3-day. Yesterday, it became a 2-day after all the delays and cancellations. So, I was supposed to deadhead at 12:57 back to Cleveland. Open the United app. Look for my gate. Your flight has been canceled. Go to my link. Open my calendar. My pairing has been modified. I went from being V9A0D to V9A0DCDDDE, and today we are DF. So now instead of deadheading to Cleveland, we are working to Denver and then back to Chicago. They're holding me hostage here in Chicago because Chicago needs extra help. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them saying I am. Oh my gosh. And no, they did not make positive contact. Nobody has called me. It's just been changed. So if I show up and try to do my deadhead, I'm gonna look silly. Y'all, and I packed that uniform away because I was deadheading, and what I have on, I packed that uniform away. Like, it's already in my bag, zipped up, gone. Take it back out, sis. Take it back out. You gotta put it on. So what did we learn? We're in Ontario, California, not Canada. And I got about an hour, maybe like 50 minutes until I need to get up and get ready for work. I have not looked at my link at all today because I'm not trying to see no changes or anything like that. I'm just trying to get up and go. And I was informed that the company has to make positive contact with me. Any changes that they make, they have to make positive contact with me, meaning they gotta call my phones. You know, Verizon, ring, ring, ring. They gotta call my phone. And they haven't been doing that with fidelity on this trip with all of these irregular operations. And that ain't right. Y'all ain't following protocol. That's what they talking about. Let's get it together. So yeah, I haven't looked at my phone because I should not be acknowledging anything till I get a call. So yeah. So we're gonna get up in about 45 minutes because it's 10:10 now. I have to be downstairs at 12, and it takes literally that long to get downstairs. So I've already showered. I got up, took a steaming hot shower, let everything seep into my pores. It was like the standing version of soaking in a tub. It was wonderful. And again, I wanted to put my head under that water and wash my hair, but don't have any of the things that I need to successfully do my hair after that. So we've already washed our face, did our skincare. Yep, let everything soak into our pores, and then we just laying around. So yeah, I am gonna get up and get ready, like I said, in about 45 minutes, and then we'll get to work. I haven't told you all because it's been such a whirlwind of a trip, but I am working the load position this trip, which means depending on how many flight attendants they have, I may be beverage cart, or I may be like the extra that helps with the beverage cart. But somebody dropped last minute yesterday, and so I ended up being aft galley for the first time. And while I love a forward galley moment, like, aft galley is not for the weak, okay? My first time just being thrown into it and never having to do aft galley before, and having like 1 day of training on it in training, and that was in December, and it's now March. Like, and then it was late at night. Like, y'all had me waiting around. I was supposed to fly out at 12 yesterday, and y'all had me waiting all the way until 8 p.m. And then our flight got delayed, and so we didn't leave until 9 p.m. Yeah, your girl was like that all evening. Like, wasn't. It really wasn't. So this wasn't my best flight. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. It wasn't my best flight, but we're gonna try to make the best of today, because there are not gonna be any changes to our schedule, inshallah, from our mouth to God's ears. And we're gonna go from here to San Francisco to Chicago without any issues. And that's gonna be that. And then tomorrow I'm gonna deadhead home to Atlanta. Yeah. So I'm thinking of just doing like my everyday makeup look, and then I try to do like a bun in the back to change up the way my hijab looks. Y'all, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna finish because it's 11:11 and I gotta be downstairs in less than an hour. We might actually get back to Chicago today, friends. First flight of the day, I don't know if I told y'all this, but it was from Ontario, California to San Fran. And now I'm in San Fran on the 321neo. This is a pretty plane. And we're going from here to Chicago. So we lay over in Chicago and then tomorrow we're done. Finish, finito, go home day. So let's get out of here, kids. Y'all, I ain't talked to y'all all day. And let me tell you why. Because this morning, your girl had a bad attitude, okay? Real bad. Let me tell y'all why. Okay, first and foremost, today was supposed to be go home day, like early go home day. So, last night, they had put on my board that I was gonna deadhead back to Cleveland. So, I was planning on getting up this morning and faking my deadhead because it was like, okay, so since I'm deadheaded, instead of me just flying, instead of the company paying for me to fly from Chicago to Cleveland, I was just gonna say, hey, can I fake my deadhead? And then I was just gonna fly home to Atlanta because your girl is exhausted. We're tired. We're ready to be at home. Wake up this morning, open the United app to check and see what gate I needed to be at 12. Hold that thought. So yeah, I get to looking to see what gate I need to be at so that I can have all of the correct information when I call to fake my deadhead. Why it wasn't other than the United app? They have removed my deadhead trip. Because anytime you deadhead, they put it in the app so that you can have a boarding pass, basically. So now I'm knowing that they about to work me again today. Y'all, they put not one, not two, but 3 working legs on my board. Chicago, Minneapolis, back to Chicago, and then Chicago to Cleveland. And I can't even fake the Chicago to Cleveland because they have me working this, even though I'm the extra. Needless to say, it's going to be midnight when I get back to Cleveland. So, we can't go home until in the morning. Y'all, this is probably the end of this vlog. But if I don't get home by by tomorrow at 12 noon. Wrap it up. I just want to say that as chaotic as this weekend was, I feel like this is like the preface or the preface to what summertime flying is going to look like. So needless to say, your girl is prepared, okay? But until I see y'all in the next vlog, this is me on the morning of going home, okay? See y'all in the next vlog. Hope you enjoyed this one. Bye.